or a fish that has very thin bones. Did we discuss this? So we discussed this, that you could take out the thin bones. Okay, we did talk about this. Eating a plum and there's a pit inside, are you allowed to take out the pit from the plum?
No.
So if it's the derech, if that's how people eat a plum that they open it up and take out the pit, then they could do that, if that's how it's done.
Like if they always do it that way, or if it's generally.
Good question. It's actually, if that's how it's generally done. If that's how it's generally done, there's a type of food that you open it up, you take out the pit, and then you eat it, then it's like peeling an orange. So then you could do it. And in other words, you have to keep the condition close to the time of eating, right? So we always have to have that condition that is close to the time of eating. This works. Yeah. These are three conditions. If you have these three conditions clear, and you always fall back to it, you should get it like 100%, if not 99%, every single halacha that comes up. The food from waste, and there's a lot of exceptions to the rule. To the samach la'achila, this is close to the time of eating. And biyad, by hand. Okay, so I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give out the review sheet. This review sheet also has, by the end, it's a long review sheet anyways. By the end, there is a few questions of the next macha that we didn't learn yet. But meanwhile, we'll do what we did already. I think it's a good idea to do it together. But if you want to do it on your own, you want a partner, let's review. So, or review with someone else. Oops. Or if you want to team up with someone who we feel can help. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. You want to team up with someone together? Does it work together? Yeah.
Yes.
No. Your own. After you order them? Sure. If you don't understand something, ask me a question.
Thank
Some of you may have not been here by the beginning. Came later, so you could ask me, or if you're doing it someone who was here before.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to read the questions anyways, because we have people online over here. First question over here is one, does anyone know how to put this on here? The questions? No?
I don't think there's a way to do that.
There's no way. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Question 1. Is one permitted to pour water on the ground without intention that it should grow? Right, so you're having a picnic outside and you left them with water and you're gonna spill it on the ground. The water could make things grow. It's not your intention, you don't want it to grow. You're allowed to pour water on the ground.
No.
And the next question is part of question 1. What about orange juice?
Yeah.
If it's juice, okay. Okay, better not to do it, right? 2. I'm just reading through the questions. You could still do it on your own. I'm just reading it because there's some people online so they can hear what's happening over here. 2. Why did the Chacham decree that you can't make use of a tree? And I'm not going to go through all. If you want to, I mean, if you're doing it on your own, it's fine. I'm reading the questions so they can hear the questions, so we don't have to do all the answers right away. But 3, a lot of examples of what does it mean you can't make use of a tree. We're saying Chacham decreed that you cannot make use of a tree. The reason is because you might come to tear things off the tree. Give many examples. What does it mean you can't make use of a tree? 4, if a fruit falls off a tree on Shabbos, or if a guy tears it off, there's a guy picking fruits from the tree, are you allowed to eat it after Shabbos? Is it muktzah on Shabbos? What if you're not sure if it happened on Shabbos? The next question, 5, is in what way is one prohibited to lean on a tree? You're not allowed to lean on a tree, but in what way are you not allowed to lean on a tree? 6, if a basket is hanging on a nail that's knocked in a tree, so the nail is knocked into the tree and the basket is on the nail, are you allowed to put something inside the basket or take something out of the basket? And the second part of the question, are you allowed to take the basket off the nail? 7, are you allowed to sit in a hammock that's, okay, it's a double word there, that's tied to a screw that's in the tree? There's a screw in the tree, the hammock is tied to the screw. Are you allowed to sit in that hammock? I'll just finish to the end of the page. 8, what is the malacha ma'amir minat Torah? What does it mean ma'amir? What does it mean midrabanan? 9, I don't think we discussed this. 10, which fruit is ushered from the Torah to squeeze? There's certain fruits that according to the Torah you're not allowed to squeeze. 11, what types of fruits is ushered midrabanan? Rabbinically you're not allowed to squeeze. 12, in what 2 ways are you allowed to squeeze fruits by hand? There's 2 ways you're allowed to squeeze fruits. I'm talking about fruits that generally you're not allowed to squeeze, and you are allowed to squeeze if you do it by hand. 13, is it permitted to suck the juice that's absorbed, suck with your mouth from the challah, from the matzah ball, from the fruit? 14, in what situation is it prohibited to squeeze the juice that's absorbed in the challah? Okay. One more question just to finish up the topic. Question 15. If a guy squeezed juice from fruit for himself on Shabbos, is a yid allowed to drink it on that Shabbos? And is it muktzah? Okay, if anyone has any questions, please ask. You don't understand something?
Rabbi Osdoba,
Yes.
we have a question about number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
So the answer to the first part, that if it falls on Shabbos, or if Goy tears it off, you can have it after Shabbos, right?
Right.
And then it is muktzah.
Right. Fruit falls off a tree on Shabbos, is muktzah on Shabbos, that you cannot eat it on Shabbos. You can have it after Shabbos.
Right. And then if you're not sure if it happened, you also shouldn't.
You also shouldn't. If you're not sure, you also shouldn't.
Okay. Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks. Because if it's right, to be able to put it in several months, yeah, what I think is going to be, yes, but the
So I would say do up until and including question 15, and then we'll review it together.
Okay.
So that completes a topic.
Yes. Probably that's not.
Yes.
When you say what is the more, that's the non-air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on, is that just like, do you want us to describe?
Yes.
What that is, or?
Yeah, what is the
Oh,
Yeah.
What is the
The
money?
Drabanan, I don't think we discussed it, we didn't discuss it about that, so I'll explain it to you, review it.
Something from her, yeah, there's a brief.
Right, what's this one?
También de que se permite what is de las frutas de sí, lo sé yes, sí, no lo sé isn't that yeah, is it California? No, man. Let's see. Yes, so yes, let's skin. What? Let's look at the condition. Shabbos or yes. Yeah, but no,
You don't understanding, feel free to ask me.
I have the question.
Yeah,
So in the 16 says that we can.
which question?
Yeah.
Which one?
The 16.
16, okay, we're doing till 50, it's fine, you ready, Pat? If you're ready up to there, it's fine. But when everyone's done 15, we're gonna review it together. Yeah, what's the question?
It says that we can take a hot showers on Shabbos, but at the same time, if you take hot water from the from Shabbos, your babies or whatever, yeah, if you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you mix that water with the water, if you mix like the hot water with the cold water, you can take like a shower. And it's
We're gonna shower, we're gonna take a shower.
no, for example, not for me, but for my kids, for example.
No, how do you do it? practically.
To take the hot water from the,
Yeah, the earth.
yeah, and put it, mix it a little bit with cold water, because it's really hot.
No, we're not explaining. Chacham made the mobilization, Chacham made the decree against the not because of cook or, you know, these days can't take showers because you also cook in the water. But besides that, Chacham made example, you can't take showers in Shabbos. Even if you're not doing any malacha, you're not cooking. Let's say you have hot water prepared before Shabbos. There's no malacha in it. I think you need to show that some places that like a big thing of hot water. That's not, there's no malacha involved, so it's like, when you take water out of the hot water and you're not doing any malacha. There's no malacha, right? So imagine you have this huge thing of water, the shower. And the water's coming out, mixing with cold water, you still can't take a shower. Chacham is made a decree that you're not gonna take showers.
Well, even like your kids,
Like, I don't think.
This is because what age? That's about it.
I don't know, like some kids go to bed before Shabbos also. So like, I know,
What age?
like like till 3 years old.
Why? Do they need to have a shower? You get a bath? Yeah, because we didn't discuss it, we could talk about that, it's different, but then you're gonna take water from the hot water and mix it with cold water.
Yeah.
So if you know how to mix it, it shouldn't be visual. Okay, we will discuss it in a different class, it's a different discussion about kids. It could be there's a leniency for kids, but we have to talk about it. Okay? So it's Okay, still working on it together?
We're almost.
What we get? We did till 16?
Yeah, even when I was studying, that's what, yeah.
Right there. Wow. Okay, how far did you go?
Warrior up to 15. We have-
Up to 15? How far did you go?
17, which I'm
Yeah,
22.
with 22? Wow. Okay. Very good. Okay, want to review together?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so question 1. Is one permitted to pour water on the ground? I think we just know, but it's more than not pouring water on the ground. You're supposed to be careful when you're outside that water shouldn't spill. So even though you're not intentionally pouring water on the ground, the Dal Tedem says you should be careful not to have a picnic outside, drink water over the grass, because there's a concern that you might end up spilling water. And if it's orange juice, so then halachically there's no issue, but you should still be strict. Now Tedem says, yesh lahachmir, one should be strict that it should not spill on the ground. 2. Why did the Chacham decree that you can't make use of a tree? Anyone knows why the Chacham made a decree that you should not make any use of a tree?
You might take the branch out. Like the whole thing of like if someone was riding horseback in the old days, or they would take the branch off, no?
That's why you can't ride on an animal. That's why you can't use animals at Shabbos. Why can't you make use of a tree?
Harvest.
I mean, you're not totally off, but it's not what?
Harvesting?
Okay, you're saying it's correct, but not There's a concern that you might come to tear something, what you said is correct, but not just a branch. There's a concern, from a concern, you might come to tear from the tree, branches, leaves, fruits, anything. So they said you can't make use of a tree because you might come to tear from a tree. You might come to tear, I mean, fruits, leaves, branches, everything. That's the concern. What are examples for this prohibition that you can't make use out of a tree? So, who wants to share with us some examples?
Climbing on the tree.
Hmm?
Climbing on the tree.
Okay, maybe everyone give one example so everyone will be part of it. Who else wants to give want to give an example?
You can hang things like directly onto the tree.
Okay.
You can tie yourself to the tree.
Of example. Or tie someone else to the tree, right? Right. You remember that example, yeah? Anyone else wants to give examples?
Can't chop wood.
Of course you can't. Yeah. Did we say climbing?
Yeah.
We just said climbing, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Climbing, putting things, taking things off. But then there's other things that actually is not on the sheet. Anyone remembers what else we discussed? We discussed other examples, huh?
Yeah.
Right, if you climb on the tree, that's if you climbed intentionally, deliberately. If you climb on a tree on Shabbos and you know you're not allowed, then I don't care. I don't care. I'm climbing on the tree. Then you get onto the tree, and then when you're up there, Lamailo, you get Hiruri Tshuva. So you get aroused that you want to do Tshuva. And now you have a Shaila. Because if you climb off the tree, you're also using the tree. What's better to what we actually sit on the tree, also using the tree. So you scream down, you're saying, what do I do? What's the halachic? The answer is you stay up there the whole Shabbos. It's a punishment because you climbed on a tree deliberately. Okay, there's other examples that you can't do on Shabbos, which we discussed, which is not exactly using the tree, but it's sort of like a step removed, but it's still prohibited. Anyone remembers?
Leaning on the tree.
Okay, that wasn't mentioned yet, leaning? Leaning on a tree, okay, let's discuss leaning. In what way is it prohibited to lean on a tree? Well, if you're putting all your weight in such a way that if someone was to hypothetically pull away the tree, you would fall. Putting all your weight on it. Okay. But then there's other situations where it's not exactly using the tree, but it's like a step away from using the tree. You know what I'm talking about?
The basket.
The basket, right. The basket hanging on a branch, and you are putting something into the basket. Right? Putting something into the basket. You're not using the tree, using the basket that's hanging on the tree.
Also the hand.
1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. That is coming up soon.
Yeah.
For some reason, because I saw 4. Okay. 4. We're gonna get to that. If fruit falls off a tree on Shabbos, or if a guy tears off, picks fruits himself, are you allowed to eat it after Shabbos?
Yes.
On Shabbos?
No.
No. Is a muktzah on Shabbos?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. What if you're not sure if it happened on Shabbos?
You shouldn't.
The Chacham was strict. They said, no, you can wait till after Shabbos. We don't need to be lenient because it'll be permitted anyways after Shabbos. So just wait. 5. Oh, we said 5 already. Okay. 6. When I jumped. 6. If a basket is hanging on a nail that's knocked in a tree. Okay, so this we didn't discuss. A basket is hanging on a nail that's knocked into the tree. Are you allowed to put inside or take out of the basket?
Yes.
Yes, you understand why, right? Because you're using it's 2 steps removed, right? Are you allowed to take the basket off the nail?
No.
Very good. Because you're using the nail. Even though it sounds like you're not using the nail, it sounds like only using the nail when you're putting it on the nail. When you're taking it off, it sounds like you're not using. But that's also when you're taking it off the nail, you're not allowed. That's called using the nail, taking it off the nail. But you can put something into the basket, but you can't take it off the nail. 7, you're allowed to sit in a hammock that's tied to a screw that's in the tree.
Yes.
Yes. Right? Could you take the hammock off?
No.
No. Could be also issue of knots or whatever. Could be other problems when you take it off. But in terms of, let's say, there's a permitted way, there's no halacha, you can't take it off the screw because you're using the screw. Okay, is that clear? 8. What is malacha ma'amir min ha-Torah? Ma'amir means gathering. According to the Torah, what does it mean, ma'amir? Gathering the fruits in the place where it grew. So you have fruits all over the ground, right under the tree. It fell off the tree, and there's fruits all over the place, right by the fruit tree, and you're gathering it all together. That's prohibited by the Torah. What is the malacha ma'amir midrabanan, rabbinic form of ma'amir? We didn't discuss this. I don't think we discussed this. We did?
Where you cannot pick up the fruit after it fell.
Pick up the fruit. If talking about found Shabbos, we're not discussing falling on Shabbos. You realize
Even if it fell before Shabbos,
you can't pick up fruits from the ground. If fruits fell off the tree before Shabbos, are you on Shabbos allowed to pick up fruit from the ground? It fell before Shabbos. It's on the ground. It fell before Shabbos. Could I pick it up from the ground on Shabbos? I want to eat a fruit. No, you're allowed to. You're allowed. You're saying, you're thinking, which the thought is it's a good thought, but they didn't factually it wasn't prohibited. You're thinking that it should be prohibited to pick up a fruit because you might gather all together. Not a bad. Your logic is good. In other words, theoretically, the Chachamim could have made that decree, but they didn't. They didn't go so far. They didn't make decrees on everything. So they allowed to pick up a fruit to eat if it fell before Shabbos. But to gather it together, that's prohibited by the Torah. When is it prohibited rabbinically? We didn't discuss this. That is something that doesn't grow, but it comes from the ground. Like salt, like in a salt mine. It's not practical for anyone here. Let's say there's a mine where they get salt comes to the ground, and they're gathering the salt together because that's the source. That's where the salt comes from. The salt comes from under the earth, comes from the ground. They dig under, they get out salt. So in that place, you cannot gather the salt together. That's prohibited rabbinically. Okay? Is that? Okay, 10. Which fruits is prohibited by the Torah to squeeze?
Olives and grapes.
Yeah, olives and grapes. And what else is prohibited by the Torah? There's something else that's not a fruit, but in terms of the malacha, of mefarik extracting, there's something else that's prohibited by the Torah, and that is if you are milking a cow on Shabbos. Milking a cow on Shabbos is prohibited by the Torah. Okay. 11. What type of fruits are prohibited by the Rabbanan to squeeze? Are rabbinically prohibited to squeeze?
All of them?
What types of fruits? Fruits that you generally squeeze for its juice, like oranges, pineapple, grapefruits, lemons, fruits that people generally squeeze for its juice. Yeah, we're not. That's coming up soon. That's the next question. We're discussing you're not putting it to food, just the way it is now, because people squeeze it for its juice. It's prohibited rabbinically. 12. In what 2 ways is it permitted to squeeze fruit by hand? Going straight into food. If I squeeze lemon into food, it's okay. So if I squeeze lemon, let's say, I could squeeze, let's say, grapefruits. I could take some lettuce, I could take some vegetables. Let's say if I need to have lemon juice, I just squeeze the lemon juice onto that. And I can squeeze as much lemon juice as I need because I'm squeezing it directly onto the food. Is that correct?
No.
No.
Into the,
Squeezing it onto the food.
as a dressing, not
I
as,
take, as
a dressing.
a dressing. So you're only allowed to do it if it's giving a taste into the food. It's not just, oh, you're squeezing it onto food, it's okay. Because you're giving a taste, it's for the purpose of giving taste into the lettuce, into the salad. That's why it's okay. It's not just, okay, squeezing it onto food, it's okay. Now I could squeeze whatever I want onto the food.
And also
Yeah.
into food that will absorb.
Right, so now another example would be if it's actually absorbing, then if it's absorbing, then you're allowed, even if it's not giving a taste.
So,
So if it's actually absorbing. When you're squeezing onto salad, it's not absorbing, but it's giving a taste. It's fine.
what if you put it into
One second.
water?
But let me just finish this. If it's actually absorbing, then we don't care if it's giving taste or not. Is there a purpose? There's no purpose. The purpose is so I have found a way how to do it on Shabbos, just for the fun. If it's actually absorbing into the food, then it doesn't matter what the purpose is, even if it's not giving a taste. But it has to be absorbing. What do you mean it has to be absorbing? There's only so much you could squeeze because after it's absorbed already and you keep on squeezing, then the extra liquid that you're squeezing out is not being absorbed. It's just floating on top. So only what's actually being absorbed, you're allowed to do. Yeah, you want to ask something?
Yeah, so what if you put, lemon juice into water will essentially mix with that absorber?
You're squeezing lemon juice into water?
Yeah. Would that be allowed?
No.
You're drinking it.
Why are you suggesting that it should be allowed? We're saying it's only into food. Because?
Absorb.
No. It has to be. The whole point is that it's giving taste into solid food. Specifically solid food. The logic is because being that it's for the purpose of giving taste into solid food, so it's not like you're extracting liquid from solid, but it's like you're extracting solid from solid. The malacha of extracting is when you're extracting liquid from solid. Because the purpose of liquid is to give a taste into the solid, so it attains the status of the solid. So now it's not like you extracted liquid from solid, it's like you extracted solid from solid. Are you allowed to extract solid from solid? I mean, if you're extracting solid from solid, the term extracting, it's not even called extracting. I mean, maybe it is somehow in English, but whatever, that's not the malacha of extracting. It's like you're taking a piece of cake, take a piece of brownies, a sponge cake, and you're squeezing it until a piece comes out of it, right? That's not squeezing; it's solid food. So that's why it's specific has to be giving a taste into solid food. Yeah, you want to ask something? Okay. 30. Is it permitted to suck the juice absorbed in challah, matzah ball, etc., and from a fruit? You take a fruit, make a hole into it, put the fruit in your mouth, and you suck out the juice. Put the challah into the soup, and you suck out. You're sucking out, but isn't that squeezing with your mouth? You're allowed to do malach with your mouth? Are you allowed to do that?
Yes.
You have it inside of your mouth,
What?
like if you have the piece of challah like in your mouth.
No, not in your mouth.
Ah.
You take the challah, dip it into the soup, and you put it to your mouth, and you suck out with your mouth, you suck out the juice. So is that considered like squeezing?
Yes. Interesting. You're not
What is the answer? What is the correct answer, I mean? Huh? Could you do it?
You can get it to cancer.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can put it to your mouth, no problem. Put it to your mouth for sure, but putting it to your mouth and sucking out the juice, that's the question. So we said, Al Rebbe says you could be lenient There's a machlokes as usual. Yeah, if you is it the there is some say that's how people eat. So this is a way of squeezing. Some say that's a way of eating. So, but Al Rebbe Paskins, Al Rebbe says one can be lenient. However, when it comes to olives and grapes, then you should be strict. 40. In what situation is it also prohibited to squeeze the juice that's absorbed in the chal? I'm not talking about the mouth now. You dip the chal into the soup, let's say, and then you take the chal and you squeeze out the juice from the chal. In what way is it prohibited? Prohibited. Take the chal, put it into the soup, then you want to squeeze it out.
You can.
You can't. So when is it prohibited?
Shabbos?
Yeah.
It's only Shabbos, yeah.
Oh, that's the answer.
And that's the answer.
Is that the answer? Yeah.
No. Oh, I think you meant on. You're giving the answer, asking, is it on Shabbos? Yeah. What way is it? Way is it prohibited? If you're squeezing it for the sake of the juice, in other words, you're squeezing it back into the bowl. If what you said was correct. You said what you said is permitted. If you're squeezing it directly into the garbage, it's going to waste. Then it's okay. Then you're allowed. So you're allowed. If you're taking the challah that has liquid and you're squeezing it, it's going to waste. Even to put it into a bowl, but it's going to spill it out. You're not going to drink it. Then it's okay. One more question. Just to clarify one thing on the previous question on 13. 13, we said that you could be lenient besides olives and grapes. However, it comes out from the Alter Rebbe that it's a good idea to be strict when it comes to challah. I'm talking about going back to 13 talking about squeezing with your mouth. The Alter Rebbe is saying that it's a good idea to be careful with challah, let's say, or meat that has a liquid absorbed into it, not to squeeze out with your mouth. So it's good to be strict. It's not prohibited, but it's good to be strict. Let's finish one more question so to complete the whole thing in here. 15. If a guy squeezed juice from fruit for himself, is a yid allowed to drink it on Shabbos? Is a muktzah? The guy squeezed it for himself, not for you. It's 100% kosher. What? You can't. It's prohibited.
Yeah.
Right. And it is muktzah. It is muktzah.
Why?
Because actually, you know what? If it would be your own juice that was squeezed out,
As in like
it's not necessarily muktzah. I'm not sure about muktzah. I have to think about it. If it was your own juice, if it belongs to you, let's say the guy did it for you, let's say it's yours, it would be muktzah. Because it has no purpose, has no function. What are you going to do with it? You can't drink it. You're not feeding it to your animals because it's drinkable for yourself. So it becomes muktzah. But if it belongs to the guy could drink it. So if it's the guy's, then it's not muktzah. Yeah. So if it's the guy's, then it's not muktzah. Yeah, you understand? Because it has a function that the guy could drink it. You're not allowed to drink it. Chacham decreed that you can't drink juice that was squeezed on Shabbos. You don't care who did it by itself. Yeah, you have a suggestion where the juice came out by itself. It's very juicy. It came out. But the guy did it, doesn't matter. They decreed you can't drink it because you might come to do it on your own. But if it belongs to the guy, it's not muktzah because the guy could drink it. Why should it be muktzah? But if it's yours, belongs to you, then it's muktzah, right?
But
Yeah.
you can't drink it in like any.
No, you can't drink it regardless. Because it was squeezed, or even if the juice came out by itself on Shabbos, and it's meant to be squeezed, it's the same thing. You're not allowed to drink it. Okay? Okay. Shabbos, everyone. Hold on to these sheets. If you don't hold on to it, I can hold it for you.
Happy Osdoba.
Yes,
You can't squeeze the juice from olives and green, because they're the sunny fruit, so.
you can't squeeze according to the Torah, you cannot squeeze from olives and grapes. Because min Torah, that's the malacha of mefarik, extracting. Extracting, definition of extracting is when you have two different items, different from each other, contained inside each other, and you're extracting one from the other.
Oh. Okay. I don't really understand how. Like.
Why grapes and olives?
Yeah, like how.
Because being the grape